little bit about customer data monetization in financial services. And I will hold this presentation together with our partners, Łukasz Gazda from Google and Michał Kozłowski from MongoDB. Of course, later on we will talk about AI also, but there's no AI without data. We will start our presentation with data, and I will try to answer the question, how financial institutions can take advantage of data. Data becomes one of the most important, most valuable assets of each company, not only in financial services. Each company wants to torture the data, or rather analyze by different, more or less sophisticated methods to get some outcomes, insights, and so on. However, if we ask the question, if we want to get from data anything, rather not. We want to get the answers which are relevant and have a good quality. So if you are starting our journey with data, first of all, we should take a lot of attention to data quality. So elements like data completeness, coherency, accuracy, validity, and availability, because otherwise our result won't be appropriate and it will not support our business in the way that we want it. Banks and financial institutions have a lot of data, and it's not only about personal data. It's about things, what we buy, how much do we earn, where do we work, and what are our other source of incomes, the whole spending structures. Financial institutions knows where we are going for holidays and in which hotel do we stay, and how those data can be monetized by financial institution. One example is process optimization and cost reduction. And already mentioned hype for generative AI. So generative AI can superpower, for example, customer advisors who are working in contact center and making some, responding to some inquiries from customers. And today they need to look in different databases, documents to find the answer. And based on generative AI, they are able to type the query, and based on this, they have response in single seconds. Another area in which data can be monetized is brand customer loyalty, customer experience. Financial institutions, based on data, are able to support their customers in different, in serving their products, in managing budgets, give some alerts, hints, recommendations, also remind about recurrent payments, support managed subscriptions, and so on. And the last area I would like to mention, it's sales increase, boost sales. So providing personalization of products and services, not only from the bank, but also from partners from the bank, and tailor this experience to end customers can significantly increase conversion rate and increase sales. And this trend is already seen by banks, by financial institutions. According to survey conducted by MongoDB and Forrester Research, majority of decision makers within financial services already want or see the potential in investing into next generation customer data platform. However, it's not so easy. We talked a little bit about some advantages of data monetization, but there are still many challenges that financial institutions are facing. One is that data are siloed. It means that data in financial institutions are stored in dozens or even in hundreds of systems. And what's more painful, maybe not most, but a huge part of these systems have legacy technology. So there are strict limitations if you want to take out data from those systems or need to integrate with those systems. Another challenge is data quality. As mentioned in the beginning, without good quality data, we will not have good AI. So very often the same data are stored in different systems, and the problem arises if the same data have different values, and we try to integrate those data sources. And these issues should be handled before an artificial intelligence can be put in place. So what are the options for financial institution now? Data warehouse, so the solutions that we already know well. Data warehouse is database, or rather set of databases, which gathers structured data from various systems. And the main purpose of data warehouse solutions is to support decision-making process and also support reporting within financial institution. What is very important, those data are usually updated on a daily basis. So data warehouse cannot be a source for any real-time campaigns, real-time actions that financial institution can take towards its clients. Another option is customer data platform. And customer data platform is a solution which gathers data in real time. So after an event happens, for example, customer is making card transaction, in single seconds, we know about it. If customer want to make a payment and his limit is lower than amount of payment, we know it. So then the financial institution is able to build campaigns and notify customers about potential new products, new solutions, or how to solve those issues. The main elements, the main pillars of customer data platform is data streaming. So it means that we stream events just after they occur. So we are able to have them in data lakes. Data lake is another element of customer data platform. And in comparison to data warehouse, data lake is gathering not only structured data, but also semi-structured data and totally unstructured data. Examples of unstructured data are, for example, chat, emails, documents, and so on. So this source is very important, especially if we are talking about generating AI and using some databases for purposes of large language models. Another thing that is very important is quality. As I mentioned in the beginning, we need to have high quality data. And if we just transfer data into data lake, we can have a total mess within data lake. So it's very important also to secure such elements like data transformation, data lineage. Of course, we need to be in line with all regulation like EBA or GDPR and so on. And as we already have data in data lake, which are in real time, which have good quality, why not to make those data available for external systems? So on the top of this, we can build different operational data stores or different databases and make those data available for external systems. External for data platform, but for the bank, of course, those systems are internal systems. It can be internet banking, mobile banking, 360-degree, or even data warehouse. Thanks to this approach, those single systems, those data consumers, do not have to integrate with data sources. They are integrated just in one source of truth and can get information and serve it to customers within single seconds or even milliseconds without affecting performance of source systems.
Let's just talk about the data. We've heard that there is 80% of people ready to make a decision to move forward, to transact, to transition. But guys, like the requirements for the modern applications, for modern technology streams and FSI sector are very simple. It has to be super responsive. It has to be easy to scale, ready for peaks. I just recalled I was running by train yesterday to come here in the evening, and I felt really weird because that was a moment of I was actually reading the presentation, and I was planning to prepare for this presentation in the train, but because of no internet connection and you know in Pendolino, it was really, I found myself angry. Literally, I was having inside anger that I had to think like, why the hell am I getting angry on the train or the company or whatever? And that's how we right now react to anything that is not going well. If you are authorizing yourself to mobile platform, if you are struggling with getting your transaction done in the internet, you just need to have the applications that are ready to go. And the bad news is that 70% of enterprises fail when it comes to transformation and to readiness for that. The reason that we can see as a company is that, you know, we made an amazing transformation when it comes to architecture. So we move out of monoliths to the microservices. We go through this transition. We move the network piece amazingly from physical, SDNs, 5G. We are going there. Interface of the customer. We put a lot of money in FSI in user services. But the bad news, the data is still almost untouched. There is a lot of complexity there. There are many databases. There are a lot of legacy technologies. There's a huge issue with managing that. And the technological debt is coming because you cannot have the modern application if you are not able to fix the issues you are having. So clearly, the complexity with time raises exponentially, and you cannot deliver the value, you cannot drive the business, you cannot create the applications that are helping yourself being with the time to market. So I'm sales, but I will skip this slide almost. We are delivering most of the microservices. If you are dealing with e-tax, you are putting your e-declaration with Ministry of Finance. Yes, this is going with MongoDB. If you are buying something on Allegro, that's also, you are probably touching MongoDB. We're almost underneath most of the applications, but I promise you that I give you some real-life examples. I just want you to recall two things from a transformation. HSBC is a good example. They basically had a lot of databases across different countries because they had local regulations and different ways of looking at the data within the countries. With MongoDB, with the way they approach the transition, they basically replaced all the relational databases. They moved into one single piece of truth. And this is basically thanks not to MongoDB. It's thanks to the concept of document database that you are able to be more flexible and elastic with the way your developers are actually writing and using the data out of these databases. There are many institutions that I'm dealing with in East Europe, which I'm responsible. There are 7 out of 10 biggest financial institutions are actually using document database platforms and MongoDB. But the other part is Santander, which I want to leave you with, because very often the journey with change is starting surprisingly with a small piece. So they start with one small piece of application of the microservices, and that's basically the story of Santander, where they literally started with improved customer experience for one of the services. Over time, they move into better data for staff and clients, but then once they realize how easy it is for their internal teams for development to create new applications based on the data they are storing and the easiness of running out of it the information and the new business, they basically decide to move not only the major data platform to MongoDB, but they literally moved out of the other solutions and treat it like a typical one single platform. I wanted to give you these examples not to promote MongoDB. I want to give you these examples that I'm dealing with daily with the complexity of data platforms, and what Michał said, what we see as the big challenge is actually upcoming now. Rafał, CEO, said just a couple of minutes ago that artificial intelligence is a key. Well, with technology debt, with data mess, with dozens of relational databases that are complex, it's going to be very difficult to move forward and take out the results out of it. So that's the time to move on. And the last but not least, there is clearly some more thing, guys. I mean, you got priceless guys on your teams, on your developers. Please give some respect and love the guys and let them work with the technologies that are more sexy than the legacy. Right? Thanks a lot.
Gen AI right now is something extremely interested for the client, especially from the FSI. I would say that in the last 4 or 6 months, this is the major topic in the meetings, in the discussions. How you can see, in case of the Google, we started the developing of AI Science 2015, and still it is growing. So we have the nice experience. I am talking about the AI also as a tool who can help us in monetization of the data. Because as Rafał said, we have to create something new. We have a lot of the data, we had a lot of infrastructure, and it will be next step in our revolution. So I think that we saw these charts in the past. So there are few etaps of the evolution. So we had the idea how to create the steam machines, then electricity, then information technology. Maybe some of you remember from the books, I believe from the books, Apollo missions and the first computers, the real use of the computers, IBM Z mainframes. So quite nice machines. It was my past experience, so I know a little bit about the central systems. And today we are talking about the artificial intelligence. So this is really something new, and we have to be aware about it, because this is, I think, the future. Maybe not today, maybe not tomorrow, but in perspective of the few years, I think it will be something what change the market. And I believe that the Google is able to deliver that kind of the service, that kind of the product. And we see in the FSI sector, talking with the clients, that many of them are asking or looking something what can replace, for example, a monolithic database like large database, Oracle Enterprise, IBM, or for example, Microsoft. So I think that a lot of the open source right now is quite good. MongoDB is the example, because this is rather enterprise than open source, not only from the product perspective, but as well from the support, which is quite good. So a couple of weeks ago, we had the first Google very large conference, Next 23 in San Francisco. And during this conference, Google announced the new product which use GenAI. This is something unique because of the functionality. First of all, Google announced that there is the 5 pillars of this product. We can use the generative AI as an assistant of the developers. We can check the operations. We can deep explore the data which we have. We can work on the data in the real time. Yeah? We also support the no-code applications in Duet AI. And probably the most interested for the CISO is the area of the security. But I will focus right now a little bit about the database. Google announced as well that we are ready, thanks to the Duet AI, for example, migrate from the Oracle Enterprise to the PostgreSQL, nothing personal, AlloyDB. Yeah, so yeah, this is something unique. The automation touching about 98% of the data. So if you can prepare the migration together with your client, probably automation will change 98% of the code. Just 2% of the code is to develop manually, or there is suggestion how to change the code. So it is really something new. I'm working right now with one of my clients to start the POC. I'm really curious what would be the final of this POC, because the marketing is great thing, but on the end of the day, the most important is result. Yeah, so we will see how we finished. This is the example just in case of the code. Oh, sorry. This is the example of the code. This journey is divided between a couple of the journeys, so you can start your adventure from the beginning and go through all the code. I think that, as Rafał said, the GenAI, it is something different than was in the past. I think this is the next stage in the IT revolution compared to the electricity or steam power. Of course, there is as well kind of the ethic part of it. So we have to understand how it works, how the data will be used. For example, the most important thing for the client is where the data are located, who has access to the data, how the Google, for example, they asking many times how Google will use this data. For sure, we have no access to this data. So there is nothing like that will train kind of the model and then we'll share between other clients from the FSI, for example. Yeah, this is something impossible. till end of this year, this product will be delivered in European region. So we will cover the topic about the data location. Nothing, no issue that any data will leak to other place. So as I said, I think this is something new, something unique, and something different for the market. I believe that the Google will be the part of the revolution. And when I was traveling to the Krakow, I heard some radio station, and there was discussion about Gen AI, and the future of the Gen AI, and the person who was talking about it, he said that probably very soon we will facing new position in the companies. It is CAO, yeah, this is the guy who is responsible for the AI. So probably this is the true, and I believe that we can meet together with our clients on the POC in that matter of the expert.
Just to summarize, if you are asking what's the best solution to manage data, to make them available for data monetization, I would say it depends. We always have to start from business goals and what do we need, because sometimes data platform, sometimes data warehouse will be better, sometimes cloud, sometimes on-premise, sometimes hybrid. It all depends on the needs and also of existing infrastructure, because we know that none of banks have greenfield infrastructure. Usually there are some systems. So usually in the beginning, when we have business goals, we can assess what are the best technical solutions to handle data and to make them available for monetization.